I think we have to really go back to the appointment of Gareth and how difficult a job it is, and why you would give somebody so inexperienced such a difficult job, and how realistic it is for Gareth to perform to such a high level, in such a high profile position, in such a demanding role. And what we saw in Gareth when we went to the market, having lost Stephen McLaren, was a guy with tremendous football experience, loads of integrity, a good intellect and a strategic thinker, but lacked football management experience. And making that transition from the dressing room, where you'd perhaps do a 2 or 3 hour day, to going into the management office, which is eat, sleep, drink, football, we asked a huge amount of him. So it was important that we got a structure around Gareth, a support structure that helped him, and we felt that we'd done that with the backroom staff and Keith Lamb, and with all of that in place, that Gareth would learn very quickly, and he did. Jonathan Woodgate is a Middlesbrough lad with a big Middlesbrough heart, and for him to come from Real Madrid, fall in love with the club that he's always supported, enough to want to stay here, I think says a lot about the club, a lot about the town, a lot about the supporters, but a lot about Gareth Southgate. And Jonathan had really all of Europe to choose from, and he will help us attract other major players. So it's a big important step, getting Jonathan Woodgate to this football club. We actually sat down with Colin and Gareth before they stopped playing and said, hey look, this is what we want, this is how we plan. And we'd probably give them a 3 or 4 year, we'd plan to give them a 3 or 4 year training programme. Instead we give them 3 or 4 weeks, because it all happened so quick. But they've got big broad shoulders, they've got great courage in taking the job on, because this isn't an easy job. And they've shown a steely determination. And we're going to have mistakes, and we're going to trip up occasionally, but as long as everybody believes in each other and that the outcome will be positive, we'll be all right. Mark's got some terrific goals for us, but his replacement will. So we've got to make sure that the player that we brings in contributes more than Mark. And he's exercised his right to move to another club. We made him an offer to the point where if it had been a penny more, we wouldn't have been comfortable with it. So we took it as far as we could. Mark exercised his right. We wished him well. We look at the DVD and enjoy his goals. But who we bring in next is what's important, and we look forward to watching their goals at the end of this coming season. Well, I think that the last 10 years have been the best in the club's long history. We can analyse it forever, but we've had 10 consecutive years in the Premiership. I think there's only 7 or 8 clubs match that. We've been to 5 major finals, our first trophy win, 2 years in Europe, and we've now got to make sure that the next 10 years are better than the last 10 years. And I think we're eager to do that. We start from a much stronger position for the next 10 years than we did 10 years ago.
And the reassurance, please, you will be here for that period, because presumably you still enjoy the job.
I do. I think I'm young enough to see another 10 years out, and I enjoy the people that I work with here, and that's very important. I enjoy the fans and the town, and you know, we want to go forward, and we want to bring more success here.